What's cracking with you people? Anansi here and welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In the last run, we saved a man from his very vindictive now ex-wife. We still don't know why that's the case. Maybe we'll go back to the lodge after we get done doing all this and ask him what was up. And we also saved these miners from a group of sand people attacks. It is still wild to me that the sand people are, I know that they're called Tusken Raiders, but they never call them that inside of like digital media. I think outside of like maybe some books or whatnot. But in this one, we're going to continue on and explore the desert a little bit more. It's important to note that scattered throughout the desert, you're going to be bumping into these little how do you explain these? These piles of debris and corpses, and you are going to be ambushed by a group of sand people. This is not much to worry about, all things considered. What you really want to do is just, again, divide and conquer as best as you can. You know, use your stasis as responsibly as you can to narrow down whoever you can narrow down, and then focus on other enemies just to make your life easier. A lot of Knights of the Republic, once you get a hang of the meta, is learning to isolate enemies. Okay, that was weird. And yes, glitches like that do happen from time to time where you just randomly teleport. Ooh, bantha fodder, sand people clothing, and a blaster rifle. But yeah, this is something that's going to happen quite frequently. What you're going to want to do going forward, now that you are a Jedi, is find some way to stun or otherwise incapacitate large groups of enemies in the early game. Because even with your abilities as a Jedi and having the lightsaber and the Force powers, you are surprisingly squishy. You can't just go full-blown power fantasy with the Jedi role in Knights of the Republic. So it's very critical that you do make very good use of your stasis ability. And there it is again. I am just getting teleported all over the place. Yeah, you do this. Yeah, you do this. Pick them apart one at a time, and then heal up. Afterwards, have a designated healer. I recommend members of your party that are long-time Jedi, because they typically have a lot more force points than you do, and you should be in good shape. Now then, I want to be careful coming over here, because you have. You should be able to kind of see them right about now. There they are, mines. If you ever have a hard time seeing mines, it's usually because your awareness is too low. But if you stop, if you know where mines are roughly, and you can kind of recognize the small pixels that are the mines on the ground, and then you just kind of stop a short distance from them, your character will eventually see them.
Anyone, don't let me die under here, please.
Huh. I guess this.
Please help! I can't get out.
3, 2, 1.
Haha! We got you guys good. We got you good. Squeak! We did a good ambush, and you better pay. Maybe 500 credits now. You die otherwise. And if I refuse to pay you anything? This isn't tough to figure out, you know. You don't pay, we bury you here. Yeah, out here in the sand. Man, we are getting shook down by a bunch of pigs. Who are you to threaten me? I could be dangerous. What? Gurkha said you said they'd be easy picking. Shut up, stupid. They are just bluffing you. They got no hope at all. I could be a powerful Jedi. Will you risk it? Maybe this time we play on the safe side. Yeah, maybe this time. Gurkha, are we leaving? Who's gonna pay for the ambush stuff? Shut up, stupid. Just go. Yeah, you could have had a fight there, and the Gamorreans would have been relatively difficult to beat. Just keeping it a buck with you, but you would have came out pretty good, all things considered. Now we gotta level up from that. Go ahead and get an attribute level up. Now we can add a modifier to our attributes. We're going to up our wisdom going forward. We're going to try to get our wisdom and our dexterity up to a +3. Let's see here. And we're going to get our persuade up by 1. And we're going to up our repair. In the last one I showed off that you could repair HK-47. You don't have to do this. Actually, you know, we're not going to do repair. We're going to go and do demolitions for... Well, you know, we'll bounce back and forth. We'll do repair every now and then and demolitions every now and then. Let's go and do demolitions at this point. Get that up a little higher. But you don't have to do HK-47's side quest, as it were, his repair side quest. Let's see here. So we can get shock. No, we actually get force lightning. We have shock. We can get force lightning. And we get heal. Which again restores. Oh, there's a +1 for every charisma modifier and wisdom modifier and level the force user. Huh. This one basically neutralizes all poisons. It's an objectively better healing move. But we don't need it right now. So we're going to focus on getting our lightning, because I'm a shocky boy. And then the next one we're going to get is, because you get a force power, I believe, every single level up. The next time we level up, we're going to get healed, because we're just not a high enough level to get stasis field or storm. And then we'll kind of go from there. It's also important to, also one thing to note that in a previous episode, when we were attacked by Dark Jedi, they did a kind of stun move where a purple aura was was around us. That's this one. That's another stun move called Insanity. You gotta go down the fear skill path to get it. You can actually, if you're a dark side wielder, right? If you want to go full dark side, this is a great alternative to stasis field because it's the exact same thing, but you get the stasis field itself at you get the stasis field equivalent much sooner. Most of the light side powers that do the equivalent you don't get as soon, though there are some that, you know, you don't get the same bonuses. So here we are. Okay, I'm gonna go out here. I was wiping my eye when that happened. It's fine. It's fine. We're just going to just heal that up real quick. Now we're going to come over here, and you're going to see in the distance we have, well, we have another body here, but we have desert raids. Now we're going to save here, and trust me, you want to do this because the raids are surprisingly tough enemies. But I'm going to show you a trait to kind of narrow it down. First of all, you're not going to be able to use your force powers on these guys. They're just resistant to it. Number two, what you want to do is you want to try to get them in a line. Their hitboxes are so big that if you get them clustered up behind each other, they won't be able to, ambush you too well. Okay, it looks like as he was able to actually stasis them. Usually you can't stasis them that easily. They're surprisingly resistant. Now you get a desert raid skull plate. Hey, remember these sell for 500 credits a piece, so they're really good to get. Nice. But the reason why you want to try to get them one at a time is because they are, how do I put this? They hit really hard. They hit exceedingly hard. And if they ambush you, if they gang up on you, your health will just disappear at the current level that you're at right now. Okay. Now, luckily, I still have my my stun crystal inside of my lightsaber, which gives a 25% chance to stun them, and it does help. But again, is a 1 in 4 chance, so I wouldn't rely on it too much. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're also going to have to wait for our force powers to heal up during between combat situations. So in the meantime, I'm going to bring up a little bit of side trivia since we're on the planet Tatooine, which is most commonly associated with pod racing, the Sand People, Jawas, and the Hutts. Longtime diehard Star Wars fans will definitely know these two bits of trivia, but did you know that there was a Tusken Raider and a Hutt Jedi at one point? I don't remember their names, but yes, it did happen at least once. There was a Tusken Raider who was strong in the Force who was actually welcomed into the Jedi Order. I'm going to have to save here too because we're coming up to a pretty tough fight. This fight has actually killed me in the past. You have to be very careful about it, and you'll see why in a second here. But yeah, it was actually in the ancient past. I want to say it was between the Old Republic. It was between the Old Republic era and the current era of Okay, yeah. See, so you got 2 elites and a holy one. Now, they got pretty low health, so you got an advantage there. Now, what you want to do is you want to try to stasis the elites as best you can. Let me see. Okay, now she's going to get that one. And then focus down the Holy Warrior, because the Holy Warrior is the one that's going to give you problems. I promise you that right now. The Holy Warrior is the one that's going to give you the most amount of problems. Okay. Where you going? Where you going? Okay, so go ahead and stasis him. Go back to him. We're going to stasis him, heal. Didn't try to do that. And then go from there. How's it feel to get stunned, punk? Okay, we're about to die. We're about to die, we're about to die, we're about to die. How do you miss when he's stunned? That's what I don't get. Okay. Going to get a health pack in there. Alright. Yeah, like I said, that fight almost always kills me. It genuinely almost kills me every single time. Okay. And oddly enough, the Holy Warrior doesn't drop anything. I like how HK limps the way he does. Now then, we got a lot of... And we got another one here. The one downside to having droid companions is that they don't heal off of your force powers, so you genuinely have to heal them up yourself. Heal them up with repair kits. So it does help to have droid repair kits around if you plan on using droid allies a lot. It would probably be easier if I did equip HK with some proper side equipment, because as you can see here, we go into his equipment, he's not fully kitted out. Let's see here, but we can add to his awareness, but that wouldn't really help out very much. You know, I have no items for that, and we have no accessory slots, so we'll be getting to that eventually to get HK properly equipped. But for now, we're going to bring him along just so that way we can have his unique sensibilities when it comes to his disposition and demeanor. But trust and believe we are going to get him kitted out as soon as possible with proper, you know, assault droid capabilities. But yeah, there was a Tusken Raider Jedi at one point, as well as a Hutt Jedi. I believe the actual Hutt Jedi was a counselor. I believe, from what I've seen of him, he wields a green lightsaber, which would make sense. I doubt a Hutt slug would be very acrobatic in terms of saber combat. And again, this was another one that was it. Between the Old Republic era and the current era. I want to say, like, it typically Star Wars is a timeline is split into the before Battle of Yavin and after Battle of Yavin. So right now we're in the era of about 4,000 years BBY. I want to say the Tusken Raider was around 3,000, and the Hutt Slug was like 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. So they weren't active in any currently written media that I know of. They were just more offhandedly mentioned, which, hey, to be fair, not a bad way to handle that, for the sheer fact that it would be kind of hard to, well, I won't say it'd be impossible, but it would be rather difficult to emphasize that story with current. Okay. Okay, this is another group of holy and elites, and I just got mollywopped. I'm gonna go ahead and just... Yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and lose this one because I did not remember this particular grouping. So go ahead and watch the mollywop. This is why you say frequently and often. Oh, I say frequently often. It's the exact same thing. You're just saying it twice. This is why you save as often as you can. Because genuinely speaking, you just never know. You just never know when you're going to be in for it. Let's see. So they're going to have energy shields. So let's knock those out as best we can, and then hit a sonic grenade. And then we want to focus down the holy warrior. Okay, come on now. Okay, so we're going to now swap to him. And swap back to that. And then we're going to swap back to him. And again, focus down the holy warrior. Okay, so now that he's dead and he's stunned, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then give him that. Go ahead and heal up. Okay, he should have died. Okay, well, the elite warriors being a bit of a pain. Okay, gonna have to play this safe. Okay, not being safe enough. Call me Kite 47 because I'm kiting like you won't believe. HK, I'm gonna need you to actually hit this guy. Seriously, HK? Alright. Okay, let's do... HK, seriously, I'm gonna need you to actually hit this guy. There we go. Okay, another one. Healing up. Oh, by the way, those things in the back, those aren't just raids. Those are Hulek raids. And they are a lot tougher to deal with. They hit a lot harder. Now, granted, you can fight them if you really want to. Ain't gonna stop you. Don't recommend it. Okay, he's dead. Okay. Okay. You have anything? Nope. Okay.
What is it?
Okay. Well, let's go back to where those guys died. Yep. Not doing so hot. Yeah, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot that grouping was there. I did. But yeah, the elite and holy fighters, they will give you a run for your money. It is recommended that anytime you deal with them, or if you just barely scrape by, you know, save as often as you can. I want to save after I get fully healed up because we're about to hit another segment here that's going to be incredibly hard to deal with. So I'll cut back when I'm fully healed and ready to take on that segment. Alright, and we're back. So, here's what you really want to do in this next part. So we already got this here, and I believe this doesn't contain anything if my memory serves correct. Yeah, this doesn't contain anything, it's just different decoration. So, we're going to want to clear this area out over here. Problem is, I don't have a lot of grenades. Now, luckily, these are just basic sand people. You don't have to worry about, well, some are basic. There's at least one elite. I think there's one or two elites here. I want to see if I can get a better vantage point here about drawing any of their attention. Okay. Well, I think there's two elites here. Either way, what you want to do is you want to actually attack from this side here, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of these guys spawning all at once. I'm going to keep that honest with you, okay? What you want to do is you want to gonna pause here. Yeah, there's two elites here. So we're going to stasis this elite soldier. And I'm going to have Juhani focus down these guys. And I'm going to have HK basically targeting the elite soldiers as much as I can. Because, realistically speaking, as threatening as these guys are, it's the regular sand people you want to actually be focused on. As much as you can. It just is. I'm letting you know that one up off rip. Because, well, how do I put this here? You pause here and then look to our right. You're going to see... Okay, I need to heal up here. Okay, I just messed that up. Because over here on the side here, you're going to be dealing with respawning sand people warriors. Now, they are just basic warriors, so you don't got to worry about too much there. But they are going to be respawning for a while. And I mean a while. So I'm probably going to let myself reset here. Because you really kind of need all the people you can get fighting this. Okay, I am probably gonna die here. All right, that worked out surprisingly well. But yeah, as you can see, you're going to be dealing with a lot, and I do mean a lot of ooh, gaffy stick.
Sure.
A lot of sand people when you are dealing with this particular section here. Now, luckily, once you take care of this, you're basically good. As far as like having to do this again, you won't have to worry about it. Okay. Go ahead and get as much as we can here. And grab that. Response pack is in a med pack. Droid light armor, repair kit, and some parts. These are average frag grenades. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and auto level up Juhani. Let's see what she got in terms of new powers. I think she got, yeah, she got Whirlwind. And HK, we're gonna do the same thing to him. And I think he got a few things here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save. And then we're going to head back to Anchorhead, sell these gaffy sticks and these raid plates. And then we're going to call it a part there. And then I'm going to prepare properly for the next that I did save, didn't I? Yes, I did. Then I'm going to prepare properly for the next part, because the one thing about Tatooine, I think this is why I am having a harder time on this planet than I'm used to having is that I'm used to being here again after the level 1 run, but even after the level 1 run, I don't have all of the skills I usually have, but I'm used to either coming here early game or late game and having stasis field and storm, which allows me to basically just kind of hold everyone in place and just shock them to death. So I'm gonna cut back to the Zerka Corporation office, and I want to show you how I'll show you how much each Gaffy stick sells for, and then I'm going to equip HK properly and go from there.
Greetings again from the offices of Zerga Corporation. Is this about bounties or something else?
I have Gaffy sticks to redeem for bounties.
I see that, but do you have the all-important Chieftain's Gaffy? That was what you agreed to get for us.
Just the regular ones for now.
Then I'll take those off your hands, but the real prize is still out there.
Alright, and we're going to go.
Farewell. Zerga Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
So, I didn't check how much we had, but I believe we got about 100 per, I want to say. Actually, I think we can... see here. I should have checked that beforehand, but you do get money for it, so at very minimum there's that. Now let's go to the Hunter's Lounge and handle that business and get the raid plates turned in. One thing you're gonna note about my RPG playstyle is that I don't stock up on a lot of stat boosting items. Even though a good chunk of RPGs, if they're balanced correctly, encourage you to use your stat boosting items and your healing items. That's mostly because you pretty much learn how to, you pretty much learn skills and abilities you pretty much have skills and abilities that basically augment yourself in ways that the stat boosting items already do, which make them rather redundant. Gotta show sell list. I think so this time I believe you have to actually go through and find the raid plates to sell. Let's see here. Should be around here somewhere. Here they are. Oh. I wonder if it's a different raid plate, because I could have sworn these were 500 apiece. No, these are 24 apiece. Okay. I misremember that. My bad. That is misinformation on my part. We'll go ahead and sell this light armor. And that, we'll hold on to that for right now. Energy shield and environment shield. So, now we got that out the way. Let's go back to the droid merchant on Tatooine. I'm going to see what he has, and then I'm going to, off-screen, go check out what the droid merchant on Dantooine has to say. What he has to sell, and then I'll let you know from there what I ended up getting for HK himself. Dum-de-dum. Can I just say that I do kind of like, just on a side tangent, I do kind of like how even though Star Wars technology doesn't really advance in the Star Wars universe, they for the most part use the same technology even 4,000 years down the road. They do make an effort to show that there are some advancements and some minute changes throughout the millennia, throughout the centuries, between the Old Republic and the current Republic. Like the speeders and whatnot do, while take some influence from prequel era media and original era media, they do have to some degree a few changes. like like the speeder bikes and speeder and actual speeder cars have a more rusty kind of earlier model put together build. Yes, we were always saying this. Um, let's see here. But they do have a kind of rusty, kind of like, oh, we're kind of in the early years of getting these parts together. Let's see here. Well, HK can't equip heavy droid armor just yet, so this gives blaster pistol and blaster rifle, demolitions, basic targeting computer, sensor probe, environment shield, energy shield, and advanced stun ray and a stun ray. So nothing here that I really want to get. So let's go back and check the Dantooine droid merchant and go from there. Oh yeah, just to kind of show this off, if you're looking for HK-47, he takes refuge in the cargo bay next to Canderous. Just want to show that off because in the sequel, yeah. But I want to show that off just because you're wondering, like, where does HK kind of stand? Because, you know, Juhani has here. It's interesting how they have different people, different places throughout the ship. Some share spots, others do not. So, anyway, let's go back to Dantooine. Well, I wasn't going to show this off. I wasn't going to show the us leaving Tatooine initially, but just a bit of a heads up. Might as well go and show this off now. There is a random chance that you are going to be attacked by Sith fighters. Yeah, I also do. I don't know if I brought it up before, but I do like how they do reuse the explosion effects from A New Hope on this. Is that kind of cool? One more. Okay. But yeah, it's a random chance. It won't happen all the time. But there is a random chance that whenever you're leaving a planet, that you are going to get attacked by Sith fighters. I don't necessarily know what determines when the chances happen. I want to say you have a higher chance of it happening on planets you haven't completed yet. I want to say that there is a higher chance of it happening on planets that you have not completed as of yet. But that doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen every single time. Nor does it mean that when you're leaving safe planets that it won't happen. Like, for instance, it's entirely possible that once we leave Dantooine, and again, I had planned on cutting this entire transition out, just cutting back to Tatooine, but I want to go ahead and show it off now. That also doesn't mean that that you won't necessarily be attacked leaving Dantooine either. So there's that. And Bastila has something she will talk about. Okay, what's going on?
How can I help?
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan.
Is it true you killed Darth Revan?
It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi Strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however.
But killing Revan is what you're famous for.
Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded.
So Malak did your job for you.
As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please.
All right, and there's that. So, yeah, Bastila does not take credit for killing Revan, despite the fact that that's what she is known for. And as we have seen in loading screen transitions, they make what's the one for? They make it very clear that Malak did fire upon Revan's flagship during the boarding process. Shield disruptor. Okay, so it's important to note that depending on where you go to in certain areas of Knights of the Republic, you're not always going to find better equipment from one planet to the next. Like, sure, we found an advanced stun ray, but it's more like a level 2 stun than anything else. Droids will not get a whole lot of like stunning capabilities, but what I do recommend doing, at least for HK-47 and for the time being, is get him, I would say, a shield disruptor for the time being. And then a little later on, see if we can't find him a flamethrower. Go ahead and level up Bastila. Let's see here. By order received. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get him a shield disruptor. And that's going to help out when fighting enemies that have a lot of shields on them. And then let's go here. Okay, let's see what he has for sale. I want to see what he has as well. And then we're going to cut here. Sanasiki's Blade, which I believe is a Vibra Sword. Upgradable. Sanasiki used this weapon to kill Nalinik, a Zabrek who assassinated the Ichani High Protector with battle droids. Cortosis protects his blade against lightsabers, barring damage, while energy cells disrupt droid opponents. I completely forgot about that blade. Filtrator, stuff like that. So, 2 immune to critical hits. So yeah, we'll leave it there for right now. Anyway, in the next one, we're going to head back to Tatooine and travel further into the desert. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome. Deuces.